All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive into the career of Daniel Kitanga Kimatu. And we're not just looking at a resume here, we're trying to understand the story behind it. A story of, constant growth, smart skill building, and some really impressive results. So, let's kick things off with a big question.
Seriously, think about it. You see that phrase, over 20 years of expertise, on resumes all the time, right? But what does that really mean? What does it actually look like in practice? What can someone do with that kind of experience? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today, using this career as our roadmap. And boom! Right there, that's the answer in a nutshell. This is straight from his professional summary. All that experience? It means you have a proven track record. It means you can walk into a business and not just, keep the lights on, but actually drive real excellence and hit those big strategic goals. So that's the end game. Now let's see how he built up to that.
Okay, Section 1, Forging the Foundation. Every great career has to start somewhere. So before we jump into the really big wins, we've got to go back to the beginning, see how the whole thing got started.
And what's so interesting right off the bat is this combination. He starts with this super specific, the technical know-how, a B.Tech in textile engineering back in '99. That's the how things work. But then, look at this. Years later, he adds an MBA in strategic management. That's the why we do it. And this combo, knowing the nuts and bolts and the big picture strategy, that's going to be a huge theme for his entire career.
So, with that engineering degree, his first real steps are at a company called Spinners and Spinners. And check out his role, Supervisor of Design and Development. Even here, at the very beginning, he's not just overseeing things. He's digging into market surveys, building new systems. He was already focused on making things better, literally from the get-go.
So, with that solid foundation in place, we get to the next chapter, the climb to management. This is all about his journey up the ladder, taking on more and more responsibility and heading straight for the top.
And here's that next step up. He becomes a senior supervisor, and his world gets a whole lot bigger. He moves from just design to the absolute heart of the operation. We're talking production planning, quality control, and cutting down on waste. His job now is basically to make the whole engine run smoother and more efficiently. And this climb, this progression, it all leads to the next major leap. He becomes the production manager at Mega Cushion Industries. This is a game changer, because now he's not just suggesting improvements, he has the power to actually make them happen. And oh man, this is where we see some truly incredible results. All right, let's pause here for a second. We're calling this section the 70% impact for a reason. Because what we're about to talk about isn't just another line on a CV. It's a headline. It's a massive, measurable achievement that really defines his impact as a manager.
So you might be asking, how in the world do you pull off something huge like that? Well, it's never just one magic bullet, is it? It's a whole strategy. He completely streamlined production in the supply chain. He was the one driving the big picture plan. He was all over the numbers, tracking the KPIs, and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle, he got his team fired up and on board to make it all happen.
And the result of all that hard work? It's this one. Incredible number. 70%. A 70% increase in production efficiency. Let me tell you, for any company in manufacturing, that's not just good, it's absolutely transformative. We're talking way more output, way lower costs, and a seriously healthy bottom line. This number isn't just a statistic, it's proof that his entire approach to management works.
Okay, a new skill chapter. Now, after a massive win like that 70% boost, you'd probably think, okay, he's found his lane, he'll just keep doing that. But no. The next part of his story isn't about rinse and repeat. It's about a really smart, strategic move to add a whole new tool to his toolkit.
This is so interesting. Check this out. On one side, you have his core strength, operations manager. That's all about making things, making them well, and making them efficiently. But then, look at his more recent role, accounts assistant. That's about the money, clearing checks, managing payments, reconciling stock. Now, this might look like a weird career change, but it's not. It's a brilliant strategic move to understand how the financial side of the business works, making him a much more complete leader.
All right, Section 5, the complete expert. So, let's put all these pieces together. You take that deep technical background, add the climb up the management ladder, mix in that huge 70% impact, and top it off with this new financial knowledge. What do you get? You get the complete package. Let's break it down.
This right here is the toolkit he's built over 2 decades.
And look at the range. It goes from the really big picture stuff, like operations and strategic management, all the way down to specific, powerful methods like lean management and Kaizen, which is all about continuous improvement. He's got the deep industry knowledge, and he even knows the tech, like the ERP systems that run the whole show.
And this is so important. It's not just about what he's done, it's about what he's learned. This expertise is backed up by actual certifications, things like Kaizen and ISO standards. This shows he's not just coasting on old experience, he's actively staying sharp and up to date with the best ways of doing things. That's a huge deal.
So, we started this whole thing by asking, what does 20-plus years of expertise really look like? Well, now we know. It looks like a journey from a technical expert into a true strategic leader. It looks like a massive 70% efficiency boost, and it looks like someone who understands the business from every single angle, from the factory floor all the way to the final balance sheet. Which really just leaves one final question, a question for you. How could that kind of expertise transform your operations?